Jesus. Alright, we're live apparently. We're live! It's live! Live?
Well, I just got a
Jesus.
notification which suggests it is indeed live.
Alright, we're live apparently. We're live!
Although my phone's deciding to just spaz out and not tell me.
Live?
Well, I just got a notification which
Open on a
suggests
channel.
it
It's
is
open on
indeed
a page
live.
somewhere, lads. Somewhere. There we go. Alright, Grant. Done. Shenanigans. Oh, alright, Grant. Right. Hear me, Dim? Everyone hear
Yeah.
me? Hooray! Hooray! Yeah!
Oh, there we go.
What's the crap? Cam's walking, DM, the sound's walking, everything's walking, fingers crossed it stays this way. Boy Christ, do I hate streaming on. I think at this stage it'd be a case of it wouldn't be one of my streams if something wasn't going wrong. Seems to be the norm. Gosh. What's the crack? It's here. Have X plus Stevo, Poe Cactus, Alexander Warren, Orc stuff's here. Hail Orcs here as well. What else has dropped in? Hans Gruber's here. What's the crack, gents? What's the crack?
Give me the damn live chat you get.
Alex, where are this evening? Where are you this evening, Dim?
Yes.
Yes. That good?
I would be good when I finally can see the live chat on this flippin' thing.
Oh, it's not working for you?
Yeah, I'm having troubles getting the live chat on my phone.
Yeah, you know, like I said, it wouldn't be one of my live streams if somebody wasn't having technical difficulties. Orc stuff is asking, are you painting orcs
it
for
is a good bid. Thank you, Alexander. It's good for hanging on to. Scream if you want to go louder.
Terrible. I mean, fair play to Jerry Halliwell, but boy Christ. Yes, we are painting orcs for a change orc stuff. I figured I'd better paint orcs for all my orc subscribers before there's a mutiny with all the battle tech.
Oh god, we really are going to have to talk about orcs today, aren't we?
We're gonna have to talk about orcs. But
some things happened completely insignificant to everybody but me and every other orc player, but yeah.
Nothing important at all, just, you know, running the build stuff. You know what I mean?
Nothing unprecedented.
No, not at all. Nothing at all.
I can put my tinfoil hat on later. They'll like that.
Christ. You're always paranoid. I love it. You're like, I just can't trust them.
No, I can't.
It might be a good release to him, but I can't trust them.
No.
No. Good. Games Workshop.
Macquarie's back. There's a fucking catch.
Oh,
you know.
Like the conspiracy theorists of Games Workshop. No. It might be a good release. No, never. There's always something.
Turn in the frickin' Grotsky.
That reference. Alex is asking, how are you this evening? I am grand, mate. I am ready to put some green on some boys. I've just picked like 10 random slugger chopper boys I had in my bit box, and I was like, ain't somebody I'm gonna be doing. Forget, folks, we have our Discord, so you can throw up your pictures of your Discord live work in progress pictures during the stream.
People are going to be spared my ugly mug very, very shortly. I'm going to swap to my hobby cam in a minute.
Going to swap to your hobby cam, right? Do we want to chat what we wanted to chat about then? Get it out of the way, and we'll get down to business with hobby cam.
Shall we talk about Macquarie and Gaskell? Shall we?
Shall we talk about Gazzy and McCarry? I think everyone's seen it at this.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't, like, seriously, it's in Warhammer community, isn't it? It's the big amount of announcements.
Hold on, and let me see if we can.
Are you going to try and put the video on? Because
I'm going to try to put the video on.
It's obviously going to go wrong.
That's definitely going to go wrong. But hold on, we'll have a look here. Hold on. Oh, this one.
It's time, boys!
Whoa, whoa. Hang on a minute. This looks
Yep.
like this looks like it's actually working. Are you feeling all right?
I know.
Yeah.
Lordy.
Dirty.
Lordy. Look at it. Hey! He's back. Hey! About
There's
time. About goddamn time. There you go.
So my headcanon is fact.
Act. Got retcon, did it?
Well, presumably they're going to retcon it. They were saying in the article that rumors of Macaree's death had been greatly exaggerated. No
Of course.
shit. Although, yeah, I might as well get into it now. They could, like, because I'm such a long-suffering Grot fan, and for some, like, there's still a part of me, there's a big part of my brain that's just going, we'll get closer to the release, they'll pull the rug out, and it'll just be like, oh no, actually no, like Macaree's just like a limited edition thing. We haven't really brought him back. This is just
Nah, all right.
this,
Before you put your tinfoil
this
hat
is
on,
just
let's
a
let's.
testimonial. This is just a testimonial model. Gaz doesn't need a grot with a banner. Uh,
All right, all right. I think
just kidding.
you're Eddie Bravo levels of conspiracy theory at this point. Let's at least get into some reasonable discussion. How much do we think he's going to cost? I'm thinking,
Stupid money.
and probably not stupid money. I'm thinking like Rowboat Girly Man money because we don't.
So stupid
What
money.
do we know? It's like we don't know how big he is really, but we've a rough sort of guesstimation. I think he's gonna be Rowboat Girly Man or Reboot Gilliman or whatever way you say it.
I think he's probably not going to be that big.
You don't think he's got maybe what Abaddon? He has to be at least
There's
Abaddon
quite a
size.
lot. Well, no, I think. I mean, he'll probably be bigger than Abaddon, probably. But I wouldn't imagine much more than that.
Yeah, about.
Um,
I'd expect him to be bigger than Abaddon. I'd be disappointed if he
my,
wasn't.
I'd be happy if he wasn't stupidly oversized because I've had a big problem with Black Library's thing of, oh, what makes Orc big successful Orc Warlord special is that they're big enough to be a planet. Yeah.
The
Is there anything else? Oh no, it's just that gimmick.
big is
And they're
best.
and they're super hard, so they have to you've got to sacrifice Primarch to kill them all. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, nice. Any actual useful information we could have about Ulanor or like anything about orcs? No, just big goddamn orcs.
So
Thanks, Black
size,
Library.
so to summarize, size wise, I think he's going to be probably about Robo Girly Man size,
I
and
think he's going to be smaller than a Contemptor, which I suppose puts him about the size of Girlyman. But
about the size.
I noticed that the shots of him are either level or underneath, which kind of suggests they're trying to make him look bigger than he is.
Yeah. Oh well,
Uh,
that's most of the box hits.
like
It's like
like they're quite good at this kind of selective photography sometimes. Like the best example was in Warhammer Fantasy when they brought out those god awful Minotaurs, the plastic ones that we still got, and they took like a picture of them far away while they were standing on a hill with like an in focus sort of Empire dude running away from them, and they just sort of took this picture and like deep, sort of low down, looking up at them to make them look more impressive than they actually were, and then people sort of saw them and just like, what are these?
so there's some camera play going on, is what you're saying.
I don't think it's for misleading purposes. I just think
It's
it's
just advertising, yeah. I think
yeah.
it is. I think the worst case I've seen of it was the Torox Prime, where it was like I saw pictures of it and then I
Oh yeah.
actually physically saw it and I was like, is that it? Where's the rest of it? Like,
They definitely wanted the Torox to appear bigger than it was because it's a piece of crap that they overcharge for.
oh well, that's your home.
Well, no,
What do
it's
people
look.
think? You know what I mean?
It's affordable now because they've got it in a bloody get started set.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, but before that, it's like paying that amount of money for like a rubbish transport that it wasn't better than a Chimera. Speaking as a guard player.
Oh, that's
or at least
price
God
as
player
well.
who was
So,
God player at the time anyway.
what do you think of price? I'm thinking it's going to be around the 50 to ish mark.
At least 60, probably
You
80.
think at least £60? Like I'm talking
Yeah.
euros here, probably about 50, €60. I think. What do people think? What price do you think is going to be like? Nick's in the chat. What's the crack, Nick? Have Big Boss Mad Knobs. What's the story? Pocactus is saying about $60 to $80. Steve O thinks £35ish.
No
That's
way.
that's
No way it'll
conservative,
be that
Steve O.
cheap.
There's no
That's
way, mate.
optimistic.
There's no way they're gonna put him as 35. You might want them to be 35 quid. There's no way it's gonna be. Idix here. What's the crack, Idic? Like holy, that's well wishing if ever I bleeding saw 35 quid. I'd buy bleeding two of them. I would. Fucking 45 quid. Jesus, that'd be the day.
But yeah, this is kind of the thing of how much money do I have to throw at a big war boss I'm never going to build to get one really cool grot? You know, it's
You just want the grot for your
yeah.
rebel grots. You've...
What, people buy kits for orcs? What kind of bullshit
Well,
is this?
what type of orc player are you doesn't even want the new Gazgul? Look, as long as it's bigger than the older kit,
Rebel
I'll be
grot
happy.
player.
Rebel grot player, gee.
Rebel
Come back.
grot player that hated the Red Gobbo model that just came out.
Good. Dun, dun, dun.
Well,
But
that's part of the reason why I've got this kind of like suspicious concern about the Macquarie model because it's
I tell you what, we need a new feature from now on. Whenever you go into conspiracy rant theories, we need to get you to make a tinfoil hat and just give people a heads up. Tinfoil hat mode.
I probably have some tinfoil. I could probably get some.
Oh, we'll save it for a future occasion. We'll save it.
Yeah.
Maybe an April Fools type malark. Garrick Fields here. Welcome, Garrick. We got a TBN Two Ball Knobs episode planned, gents. Soon enough, Garrick. I don't have a specific date, but we've been talking about it. You know, life just sort of have to get the planets to align. Oh, how it is. Sort something out. I've been talking about it. No, I can't promise anything at the moment, but
Oh well, yeah.
Sticks is here.
That's a thing. That's a point, Hans. Yeah, because the Red Gobble was 20 quid. So
Oh
like
yeah, it was like it was.
one stupidly bloody Christmas themed joke of a model was priced at 20 quid.
I think it was like
And you've got
25
a grot.
euros.
You probably got a box with a grot in there who is bigger than the Red Gobble, and then a big Orc War boss that will almost definitely be bigger than his previous battle one.
Oh
I'd
yeah,
be
you
very
will. You definitely will.
I think it's almost guaranteed, but you never know with Games Workshop these days. I used to be able to call a lot more, but like they
Yeah.
are a lot
It's
more unpredictable. I would never have called Macquarie coming back.
nah. I'm really surprised about that myself. I was like, I once they killed them off on the 7th edition fluff, I was like, you know, Cortons. I did not see that coming at all.
I mean, I can't. I'm too burned by Games Workshop these days to be hyped, but Macquarie has got me the closest to hype that I'll ever have with Games Workshop. That's without doubt.
Because it's sort of you've got a lukewarm sort of feeling. Is that what you're saying?
It's a little more than lukewarm. I'm more than happy to see a little shit.
You've heard it here, folks.
is
Dim
my
happy with a Games Workshop release. News just in. Gonna have to caption
well,
this
no. Hang on a
moment.
minute.
Hang
Hang on a minute.
on. Oh wait, he has to
Hang on
ruin
a
it.
minute.
Go
Hang
get
on
your
a minute.
tinfoil hat then.
No. It's that kind of thing of I will be happy when I've got Macquarie in my hands.
When you've got them in
When
your
it's
hands.
in
All
my
right.
hand and I own it, then I will be happy.
I was getting too optimistic there and calling it too soon. It's my
Well,
own
no, 'cause
fault.
my dark and twisted mind is kind of going, what if they're just kidding about Macquarie and it's just like, you know, or there's some kind of. I'm expecting a catch.
Yeah, the catch is you'll have to buy him as part with Gazgul. That's gonna be your
No,
catch.
no, the catch will probably be that he's limited bloody edition, and
He's not gonna be limited.
he,
I don't think he's gonna be limited. You know, I think it's gonna be
actually
Gazgul and
no, we
Macari
were
and a
kidding.
boxer.
You know, Gazgul did sit on Macquarie. You know, gutted, but we'll see. Or worse, like, no, he did, but this is a new Macquarie. What the fuck? No.
Well, it could be like that. Was the red gobbo not supposed?
No, like, no, because it makes sense with the Red Gobble, because the Red Gobble was never a character, like an individual grot. His thing was always he's a symbol, not a individual grot.
What are people saying in the chat? We have Anzia said red gobbo is £20, so gas will probably be 70. That's more of the steep end, but yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I definitely think about that. I'm excited about that.
Pocactus is saying he's on a 32-minute base as well. That's weird. Macari, yeah, he is. He's on a 32, but he's standing on a lot of crap as well.
Oh shit.
Steve, I was asking how much does Abaddon cost or gas will be priced. Put yourself.
No, I just broke a bike. Eh.
Hands are saying Storm Fiend, £40 from Games Workshop. I don't think they'll be Storm Fiends because Games Workshop have this weird thing where they're like HQ choices are sold at a premium. You know, they only expect you to really buy one, a bit of a premium attached to them. Garrick Field is saying it's difficult to organise the chat for Abaddon 3750. I reckon Gaz will be 40. Yeah, so what are we looking? We're looking ballpark 40, 40, 35 is the lowest we've seen so far. From Steve O, and then 70 is the highest we've seen. And in hand, still less than 70 for a model. Sticks is asking, what are you lot hoping to see in Saga of the Beast? Jesus. I
Most
haven't
big
really been
green crap.
I haven't really been paying attention to this whole psychic awakening thing, like, so because it hasn't
Yeah.
been orky related. Like when the orcs
Well,
come around, I'll pay attention. But for what I gather, it's mostly been stratagems. There's really been a lot of
I
releases
mean,
and stuff.
if you like writing to be like really good, then avoiding Psychic Awakening is probably a good option.
Well, I'm just of the
Or
opinion I
anything
don't
for
buy
J
stuff
code.
unless it's orc related.
Yeah.
Just don't. I don't see the point. I didn't even buy chapter approved because I'm like, well, it's just points changes. Ah, well, get the points changes for the next
Well,
game. I don't need to
there'll
buy a
be a
book. Like
well, yeah, but there'll be a flipping app that covers them. I imagine, like, what's it called? The app that
Battle Scribe.
Battle Scribe. That's it.
That'll all be updated, so I don't see the point in buying the old chapter approves anymore. They're just a bit for me personally, but I'm sure other folks find use in them. Especially people who have a few armies. It's different for someone who only collects. Yeah, I have a few armies I can see you might want to be. What I mean?
Hmm.
But to be honest with you, I think they should be free FAQ updates, points updates. See why we're paying for them.
Games Workshop is your answer. It's what I like to call, and I know I use this every time I'm on your chat. People are going to be bored of it, but the boutique fancifulness of
But
game.
we love.
I'm an endless broken record. It's amazing.
Eric is saying, do we reckon there's going to be more than just gas for us? We've done well for Xenos in our special players. Maybe there we might see new dev copters. Maybe that would be good.
You should have had Steve-O on this week. Like Steve-O's like optimistic and shit.
Steve O's happy, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
Steve O's a
I'm
bundle
just
of
laughing.
joy.
I'm just
But
laughing cynically at every hopeful sort of option.
you just piss on
Not
people's
what
dreams.
this
It's
is not
like,
what you
oh,
this is not what you need this week. But like when we planned to do this, like there was not a
there
like a,
was no orc release. Yeah,
there was no arc release.
I saw the because it's like it's a Las Vegas Open, isn't it? When they do
Yeah,
their announcement, well, it happens in the morning time. Straight away, I'm like messaging Steve-O. Seen this? I take it you're gonna make a video. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, boy. No, it's something. Yeah, like I don't think I'm gonna be in too much of a hurry to go buy gas. I'll buy I even get the missus to buy it for my birthday in June. You know what I mean? I'm not in a hurry.
Yeah.
Sure, some people. Steve was asking how old is McCarry now. He was 9 when he did, which old for. The time is irrelevant anymore, Steve. On
Oh, don't remind me of that absolute.
like Vigilus, money well spent. The pale orc, new title, McCarry the Ancient. Yeah, he's probably like 12. Super old for. They were saying AOS miniatures tend to be cheaper than 40k miniatures. I didn't notice that. I haven't really paid attention.
Which ones are cheaper?
Don't know. Steve, I was just saying in general. Has it
AOS? No, not cheaper. No,
become
depends.
expensive?
Depends on the faction. Very much on the faction. Some of the big things go for stupid money. I mean, goodness knows what that freaking meme-tastically awful techless is going to go for.
Oh
Oh my
god,
god!
I've seen that. That
Take
was
take a look at the new techless model if you get a chance. I mean, even if you don't like AOS, because I'm expecting a lot of memes. Do you remember a while back there was like a meme, like a meme gif of like Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange doing his like sort of jump, because obviously they were going to CG it so that he flew rather than just jumped. Um,
can't say
no, Steve, I'm not, because it's GW and they suck.
it. All right, simmer down there.
No, no, no. I'm really happy about Macquarie, but I'm also like I've got no reason to, like this will be the first time that Grots have actually not been kicked in the face in about 20 years.
We've had
So
this. You know, that's what you get for
trepidation.
collecting a niche within a niche faction.
Well,
You know
no,
what I
I
mean?
can I can list them. One thing. Let's start big. Grots don't get clan rules. What the fuck is this shit? That's
Yeah,
bullshit.
that is a bit pants, I
Two,
have to say.
the Red Gobble Christmas theme. Anybody else's model's been turned into a stupid throwaway Christmas
Quick,
joke? No,
somebody,
no.
somebody throw a
Um,
spanner in the works. He's gone down a rant. Oh Jesus! Get the lasso. Get him out of that rabbit hole, quick,
like Macquarie
quick!
just being killed off in a book with no fanfare. Oh, he just got sat on. And like,
Oh, we can't stop him.
there's plenty bloody more, and well, no fix it either. What happened to Wazdakker's grot as well, or indeed, what happened to Wazdacker? I
What
think the
happened to
answer to that
Wazdak?
one is
We
probably
didn't have
Chapter
a
House.
miniature. That's what happened to. Didn't have an official miniature.
Yeah,
Or no TM. No TM equals no rules.
no maximum rules TM.
That's it. Let's go back to the comments section. Or they
Although
all run away from the
I found this
misery.
I found this a beauty company called Macquarie, so maybe they brought out a model so they could sue them.
Maybe, you never know. Declan Canavan is saying, what about the orc boots standing on the ammo crate for rumor pick? Any thoughts? Maybe. It might be something we haven't seen. The pale orc, not a fan of painting over black. The colours seem to pop more when it's up white alone. No, they do pop more, but with black, at least if you miss something, say if you're missing a recess, at least it's appreciated now. It's black. The only bonus of black. Back in the day, everyone used to try and with. It's back in, what was it, Games Workshop's Red era? Remember that when they used to paint fucking red on everything? Okay. Garrick feels saying orc boot neck maybe new commandos maybe hopefully Jesus, quite a few people neck. Oh, Cactus is saying yeah maybe new dev copter that fell or the old one. Alexander is saying my voice is fading in and out so I can get closer to the microphone. Eric Field, as you know. Oh, I get it. Yeah, we all get it. He's just like the avatar of the orc players' sort of disappointment in Games Workshop, the living embodiment of it. We need one of them, you know? Somebody needs to do it. Mark Hall's here.
Taking one for
That
the
is a
team.
fun conversation. What's the crack, Mark? Welcome to the come to the hobby hangout. We've no battle tech being today, I'm afraid. For Mark, Use BattleTech. We are painting. I can show you the progress I've done on my BattleTech stuff. I have been painting, folks. I've actually been painting BattleTech miniatures. Traitor. Traitor. You're only allowed to pick one war game and stick. Oh yeah, and that's why I rebranded the channel. I was like, I want to do other things as well. And orcs at the same time. So a bit of everything. We have some of my BattleTech miniatures from the beginner box set, which are these guys. Have miniatures from Game of Armored Combat. So I haven't finished these, but I've been trying like lens flares for the first time. I've never done it before, but it's kind of cool and interesting.
Get you, J.J. Abrams.
Fun with that. Trying to.
Someone in the chat will get that joke, and it will be fun.
I think it worked out best on me Shadowhawk here. Yeah, there you go. It's all like shading battle mechs and players and having fun. That's what I have been painting out of orcs, so that's why I bring orcs into the stream. Steve was saying, come on now, Dame Gaz looks great, and Macari is back. Even you got to crack a smile and W do a lot wrong, and we leap on them for that. So gotta give them credit when they finally get things right. Oh Jesus, Steve, you had to rattle the cage.
No.
AOS orcs are far cheaper than 40k orcs. Get more miniatures in the box journey. Oh, I think he's talking about the troops. Is it? Don't you get like 20 Savage Orc box or something?
You get quite a lot, but you also pay quite a lot for it. But yeah. I mean, the Ard Boys is probably one of the more decent value ones, and you can use those for stuff because they're quite kit bashable. But that's just an old fantasy kit.
I thought the
I can see them getting phased out at some point because
oh they were the Black Orcs, weren't they? They're the
they're
Air Boys you're on about.
they're semi-posable.
Yeah.
They aren't, but are far more posable than anything new the Games Workshop puts out. So I would fully expect them to go at some point. But yeah, I mean, the Iron Jaws range isn't too bad, but it's not going to work for some factions. They look more goth than anything, I would say, particularly the Ard Boys. The Ard Boys are very goth looking.
Do you know what I saw? An absolute cracking conversion of? Someone got one of the Blood Bowl orcs and made a commando out of it, and I thought it was absolutely cracking job. Because I just look at the likes of them and I'm like, oh, they're blood. You know what I mean? Blood Bowl miniatures. They're chunky, like really chunky, but thought it would be an awful lot of effort to do them up. I forget who done it, but like chopped his arms off and gave him like slugger chopper arms, and then give him like a gas mask and ammo belts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Int. Hell, Orcs is saying, I think the mic is dropping out as you lower the volume you're speaking. Something in the settings, maybe. Ah, alright, it's probably me noise gate. I need to tweak it. Tweak it a bit more when I get the chance.
That is how you do that.
Alexander is asking, Dame, why are you Gretchen huge fan, or were you a huge Gretchen fan?
It's long and storied, but
Story time. Story time.
story time with them.
Go on, Dame, story time.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, in the mid-90s, I played quite a lot of Gorkamorka, and I only really liked one faction. I played a little bit of Morkas because I played it, I think, kind of the month it came out. But the thing that really caught my eye was the Digging Up supplement, and it had the Rebel Grot faction in it, and I've liked Grots ever since. I always kind of like Gretchen because Gretchen have got like a certain sort of they're kind of like they're a cross between cute and evil little shits rolled into one.
Yeah.
And the fluff behind them is really, really good. The stories of Macquarie in the Rogue Trader books are pretty good. And because Gretchen have a unique position in Orc society, they can do more emotional ranges than Orcs can, which can make them more interesting protagonists. Well, I know that because I've written like grot fluff and thought this could never happen to an orc. You know, it's like, I mean, that's not to say that the grots automatically are more interesting because they've got more emotional and sort of plot range that can happen because they react to things in sort of more esoteric ways. But grots are um, undervalued, I think, in 40k. Um, they tend to get like they tend to just be used as sort of throwaway jokes at the moment. In the last sort of 2 books, particularly, Gretchen have just been like dismissed, and like to an extent that I think is kind of annoying actually, because they're very interesting. They perform very vital, important roles within Orc Society. Orc Society is very, for something that's utterly chaotic, it's also utterly ordered because you've got certain things that work automatically, like the fact that an orc always knows where he needs to go. If an orc wants to visit a mech, he'll just follow his nose because orcs are constantly giving off spores, and orcs can tell status and clan from scent because it's
Yeah,
character
like
power.
old school fluff.
Well, yeah, I suppose it is now because now grots, orcs. There's been 2 codexes that have barely mentioned sporing and have now said it's as likely that they spontaneously appear out of nowhere, because GW likes to do that with fluff, i.e., ruin it. So, um, but yeah, I like rots just because they're quite entertaining and a bit quite inventively cruel.
Oh, they
Which
can be nasty buggers. Yeah.
they are far more nasty than orcs in some respects, but their cowardice deeply lets them down, and orcs just brutalize them, which both grots appreciate and hate at the same time. It's a strange relationship that they have, but they just
Sometimes they just need a good kicking.
yeah, they're my favorite orcoid though, and Macquarie is one of my favorite characters in all of 40k. So I am exceptionally thrilled to see him
You're
back.
chuffed. You're chuffed. They're bringing them back.
Yeah, if they're bringing him back.
Yeah, they've shown the miniature. All right. At least crack a smile. Go on. This one,
That's
I'll
still not
let
enough
you.
for me.
I'll let you. Just this once.
That's still not enough for me.
You can
That's
crack
still
a
not.
smile. We'll let you.
I'll crack a smile when I've got it in my hands, and it'll
All right.
be the most demented smile I've ever done in a long time.
Oh, gee. I can imagine the meme, the madness. Right. Let's see what's saying what in the comment section.
Yeah, grots are a lot like Gremlins, Garrick.
Said a while back. I like the new. I'd like a new orc kit with as well as the one. Awesome. Steve was saying I hated the old paint style of all those orange boy. Thought they looked awful. Some of them were pretty naff, but some of them were hilarious looking. Hey, Lork, I think they might be dropping you. Boss, you pay €40 for that must be Sigmar. Savage Boy. Dix is gone. Boy Sticks. And Steve was saying, you are my Dim, you are my yin, you my yang. You two should get on and do a live show together. That would be fucking hilarious. To Mork to my Gork.
Oh, Scar.
Oh
I
my
should
god.
point out.
Garrick saying, Gruts remind me of Gremlins. Gremlins are brilliant. Oh man, I used to love Gremlins 2 film. Funny enough, the second one a lot more than the fourth.
The second one is better. Fact.
Oh, alright.
And it's not just because Christopher Lee's in it, but that also helps.
That probably helps immensely. People are saying goblins get much more love than Gruts, but the lore and character of them is far more fleshed out. Where they are far more
Oh, I don't know.
I think the
You
problem
read
is
you read Fluff on Gretchen Bandits, Steve? Because that might be a thing.
I think you've hit on a point though there, Dim, where they've been neglected. So I think the impression there used to be, if you own the old books or you've read some of the old books, like there's quite a lot about like orc culture and society, but that would have been what, first, second ed? And when third edition came
Orc
around,
Society has not really been mentioned in any particular detail
it's third
since,
ed.
depending on how you look at it, either third ed or rogue trader. Depending on what subject you're looking at, the information that you get in third ed is not a lot of information,
Yeah.
but it doesn't contradict anything in the rogue trader books.
Now it was sort of like it was just aired down rather than washed away.
Yeah. It's like a paragraph or two in on one of the pages when they needed to do some filler.
Yeah, I think where you previously in the Rogue Trader stuff, so I read over it. It's like you get a couple of pages about something, and then
Yeah.
in like the second edition book, you'd get you might get a paragraph or two. Yeah, I'd agree with you there.
Yeah. That's the one thing that's the one issue I've always had with third ed was how sort of sparse the fluff is. Like,
Oh
there's
yeah,
so little information.
quite a
It's
lot was just omitted.
most of it was sort of cut out just for brevity and stuff.
Eric Field said, "Lol, orcish insult." Got any gruffluff? Steve-O, I am with him on this one. Rots real. Rots are indeed kill, but mind you, I think Steve-O's biased at this moment in painting nothing. Mind you, they have been cracking looking. Don't forget, if you're painting with us along here, throw up your work in progress in the calendar. End of the stream. I'll throw up a link there without abs.
I should probably be swapping the camera around actually.
We can at
See
the
what
desk. So there's the link for the Discord. Get to throw up your work in progress. Gear go.
Let's not show too much.
Get some green on them gits. Paint on your mix.
There we go.
Grey toy, torn green. Trying to concentrate here. There's green going down.
So yeah, I am building. Let's see. The delay is making this quite hard to.
Well, hold on. Let me do be like guest cam close up. Have a look at what exactly you're working on. Oh, it's kind of work.
Well, I can make them
Aha!
up
There we go. All right.
also. So
We're
if
now in Dim Reaper close up mode. What are you working on, Dim?
I am currently working on some Mad Cars / Green Miniatures stuff.
Working on some Gasland stuff.
Yeah.
You're bleeding autofocus. I'm gonna kill you. I want to bleed and kill you.
I've made it worse. I can't
You
believe
have
that.
made it worse because you moved. uh, uh, stop moving it. We get a general idea. I did know they do trikes. Have you done any orky stuff for Gasland?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Um,
The pipe works though.
I think it's pretty likely that I will. Still quite fuzzy.
There you go. All right, stop moving it. I'll bleed and kill you. I tell you. You're giving people motion sickness.
Yeah.
Right, so you're working on building
But yeah, also all manners of bikes.
bikes
Yeah.
from Mad Cars, and they're all resin, are they?
They are indeed all resin. And I've got some things for scale. I can find them all.
Got any orc boys for scale? People don't know then, definitely.
I've got my red gobble.
Got your red gobbo.
There we go. My proper, correct red gobble that doesn't look like a shitty fucking Christmas thing. I'm not obsessed.
You're not obsessed. You're not upset at all.
No. Well, it was just like, I I I used to I used to be able to confidently say that I owned every single grot sculpt from Rogue Trader onwards. But as of the Red Gobble, that is no longer the case because I refuse to pay money for that thing.
It was expensive.
I don't even think I would want it given to me. That's how strongly I feel about it. And I just like it.
There you say. Salted. I
I
was
mean,
tempted to buy you one just to piss you off.
you did buy one. I was there.
Oh,
I was,
yeah, I gave it to
I
Dread as
was,
a present.
I was pissed off with you for buying it as well.
You're like, you actually bought it? I was like, yeah. How dare you, sir? I swear I'd stolen a small child's lollipop or something, you know. How man are you? Right, so that's your close cam.
I like the fact that Poker's like sending you a red gobble in the mail. Ugh.
Like to know. Yeah.
I was going to say it's nice to find something we agree on, Steve, because we disagree on quite a bit of stuff. I remember last
Heck
time.
yeah. I think it could have been better at the Christmas Cobo. And it was way overpriced, man. For one
If it
fucking
wasn't a Christmas gobble, that would have already been an improvement.
yeah.
And then when they did the rules and it was a fucking elite choice, I mean,
Oh mate,
that
don't
must have been spite. That must have been. That
that
must
was
have been spite.
a kick in the teeth. You know what I mean? It's like renowned Rebel Grot HQ. Oh, he can be an elite choice for the army, but like, imagine if he was actually a HQ choice. People would have fucking loved that shit, man. Guys would have been able to run full Grot armies then. You know what I mean? They would have been absolutely terrible on the battlefield, but that's besides the point. I think, you know, if you're running a full Grot army, you're not out there to win. You're out to have shits and giggles.
I mean, like, here's the thing though. Like, during sort of fourth ed and sort of fifth ed and third ed, I did have a sort of I did have a grot horde army, and honestly, I mean, I'm not the world's greatest like gamer ever, but like, I had a phenomenally good track record with my grot horde. I used to win often. I used to beat tournament players. No, but like, I took out a Drago wing with my grots.
Just bodies, was it?
I've never rolled so many sixes and never seen so many ones rolled to save, but it was still fucking amazing. And I blew up the oh, what's is it Dread Knight, the big thing they've got? I blew up the Dread Knight resoundingly. I like fired at it with like 5 cannons, 3 zaps, and a bunch of a
I was
bunch
about
of
to ask, what did you do against the big stuff? Because back in the day, the little guys would have
big
been able
guns.
to. Yeah,
Big guns were really good.
I used to love lobbers, man.
Lobs were great, especially in seventh when Barrage was absolute.
Ah, that was my answer
Good.
to the psyker shite bags that are the pansy elder. I was like, okay, how many power dice? Oh, I got like 18 or something. I'm like, Jesus, right. I had to literally just snipe out psychers with lobbers using lobbers with ammo runs. It's like a missed reroll. Get him! Psychers. Let's go.
Dirty.
Saying, oh, there's no painting from. Force the wife. Get the wife in on the paint, Eric. That way you can do it together and you're having bonding time and painting. You know what I mean? Huh? Huh? Uh,
Yes, that is Skarnir boasting about the fact that Mrs. Skarnir is still willing to do that sort of stuff with him.
Mrs. Skarnier likes painting miniatures.
Yeah.
Still have her intercessors paint set here. She bought her
Yeah.
paint next. Show some miniatures that are here. Look, go paint that. Go paint this. There you go.
I gotta say that is pretty cool. It's like a trike with like a sidecar on the back, and there's gonna be a guy with a gun sitting on it like that, and then you've got the driver who I'm just about to stick on. I'll have to clean this damn thing, like, because I haven't cleaned any of them.
You'll have to give him a wash, man. Otherwise, you just ask him for trouble when it
No, it'll be fine. It's not Forge World.
comes. Fair point. Steve, I was saying I want to see orky stuff for BattleTech targets, gargants, and stuff on at least. Not a stop. Rules won't be shit. That's true. I will be doing a crossover eventually. I do have some epic orc stuff, so I would like a long way down, maybe a year or two. I'm not saying yeah, but a long ways down the line. Well, I have quite a few epic miniatures, like epic tanks and stuff like that, and I could do up stats. There's rule books in BattleTech to make your own custom vehicles, so I could sit down and make custom stats for epic vehicles and have them fight against BattleTech. That would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun. So that's a plan. We'll have a BattleTech Orky crossover. See how that works out. I think I have a Gargant. Go to Stompers. Don't have them to hand, but I do have some epic miniatures. We can always scratch build more. We can always scratch build more. Do you ever get into epic dim? I know Steve-O
I
did. I think
played
Steve-O
it
when he
a
was
little
talking
bit.
about his hobby origins, saying the epic Armageddon or something like that, or epic box set was it so? I might be confusing them with someone else.
No, it was a thing. But as some people may be able to tell from my shape, I'm a computer gamer. I probably played most of my in inverted commas epic playing the game Final Liberation, which was just orcs versus Imperials. And
God,
that is basically epic. It used the same sort of rule set.
the cutscene for the Gargant walking in that game was fucking hilarious.
It really was.
God, it literally waddled. I'm like, this is amazing. So
That's
bad.
that's how it would walk. What you on about?
Oh God. And it was I love how it was like literally the old armor cast Gargant
well,
program.
the Armacast one was very much based on the Epic one.
The
So
epic was it which one was first? Was it the epic one?
I'm gonna assume it was the Epic one. That just makes sense to me. I could be wrong, but uh,
Staying like I saying if Stay was a Steve on Dim live stream, there would have to be a referee between. Yeah, I think there'd have to be third party just to watch over.
Skarnir just conscripted himself.
um, Steve was saying maybe they'll do Macari an HQ that can be picked on his own. I would say it. Yeah, I doubt it, mate. I think he'll just be maybe he'll be a bit more than like Painboy's a grot assistant or like the X. You know what I mean? It'll just be a couple of extra runes. Maybe he
Probably
might get like a special rule for his banner. You know what I mean? If you're in proximity of it, but otherwise, I don't expect anything amazing. The
I mean,
model does look cool.
presumably he's just gonna be like a boss pole on a weaker model with a 2+ invulnerable. Presumably.
Yeah. Garrick
Like,
is saying Garrick Field, Macari will be in a blade of wheel for the profit of the Wa. Yeah,
I
with a
can't see much effort going into the rules, so
no.
that seems to me the easiest.
If we go in pessimistic, we can only be pleasantly surprised, lads. No. The only way is up. I expect it to be shite. If it's anything better, I'll be fucking happy. It's like, what? Things can't be that bad. That's alright. Be grand. Steve was saying, oh yeah, about the killing the pansies. Yes. Big off the dump. Welcome to the stream, dude. Love Epic. I have ton of steel. Epic when it was called Space Marine, way back around second ed. There's somewhere, but I'm not taking it out now. Jesus. Yeah, it was Space Marine, and then there was Adeptus Titanicus. Had Eritor and two greater gargants.
Yeah. But now that game is now set in Horus Heresy, where orcs cannot are not allowed to have fun.
I'm surprised they did that. So, like,
I'm not.
Forgewell brought out the what's it called? Adeptus Titanicus.
Yeah.
So they brought it out, and it's just like Imperial against Chaos, and I'm like, well, where are the orcs? You know what I mean?
We're
Like,
not a major threat anymore. We're just a joke. We are a meme, and they are playing the meme straight now.
but
Like
I don't get it. Like, it seems very like niche. Like, why is there no like Phantom Titans for the Elder, or I
well,
don't.
it's like anything else. Like everybody assumes that all of these games are going to get support, and the likelihood of them getting support is pretty low. And then when you look at the fact that you're relying on Forge World for a lot of it, you're further decreasing it. I'm sure there will be more for it at some point, maybe. But I mean, have we had anything else from the um, Aeronautica yet? Has there been anything that isn't Orcs or Imperials yet?
I think Dread's the man to ask about that one, but I'm not. He bought when I was on with him before Christmas. Bought some bombers, I think it was, but they weren't fucking cheap, man. I think it was 40 quid for two miniatures. I was like, oof.
Navani, paint the Orc skin however you want, mate. And if anybody says anything, it is green underneath. The Orc just thinks he's orange.
I'll be decapitated if I get the new Ghazi in. You can. I've seen like orcs painted red, blue, various shades of greens and yellows. Um,
Purple skin Orcs was quite fun. There was a few of those on the forum back in the day.
Hail, Skarnir, how did you like my storage building posted pic? Oh, 40, great. Get her now. That the one you turned upside down that looks like little skips. I thought they were pretty. Garrick Field is saying apparently tower on the way for Aeronautica Imperialis.
All right, okay.
Oh, at least it's.
Are actually doing some other factions. As you always wonder with uh, sort of like the specialist inverted commas games and whether or not they're going to get any support. And the only one that seems to be supporting with any regularity is Necromunda and Blood Bowl.
You play a lot of Blood Bowl though, don't you?
I play an awful lot of Blood Bowl because they haven't changed it that much.
So the rules are pretty much the same, are they?
Yeah, they've tweaked it. They've added new skills and things, and um, overall the changes are more or less good. I would say. Um, oh, Orc stuff. That's an old reference, mate. Think about it.
It's been tangoed. Oh Jesus, yeah.
Wow, it's us.
That ad, man. Yes,
Yeah,
before you were sidetracked, Blood Bowl.
I do love Blood Bowl. It's a good game. And they haven't changed it from the 80s when it was written well. Well, they have. They've kept all of the fan changes. So, um, that's where Necromunda made the mistake of going, let's reinvent the wheel and put out a turd. Um, I hate Necromunda with a passion.
Anything particularly about it, or
Necromunda probably had one of the best campaign systems ever made. It was well balanced ish. Certainly more balanced than anything GW would ever put out. Before or since. And they replaced it with a really, really awful, convoluted, shitty campaign system, a leveling up system that people still struggle to understand, and kind of really awful upscale mages as well. Some of the minis are nice, but some of them are not.
oh, it's not to your taste.
No, I really hate it. I really dislike it.
Anybody else in the chat? Next Necromunda disagrees with Dim. I do remember the old Necromunda. I haven't even really bothered to look at the new Necromunda, but I do remember old Necromunda. Like, I always find games that have campaigns, there's specific moments that you'll remember and you
Yeah.
really love. Like, I can remember playing my Orlok gang. I played Orloks to play it properly. Shooting first turn of the game, and we both had our heavies set up on the highest buildings on either side because we had the old terrain, so the place was absolutely plastered with. And I think friend at the time had a really small gang, so if you knocked one of them down, they could bottle really easy. And I remember my heavy shot his shit heavy. It was like maximum range. It was a really hard shot, and I managed to hit him and knock him down, knock him off of like a 3 or 4 story building, and take him out or whatever. And then the rest of his gang just bottled. I was like, what? Oh, yeah, it wasn't the best game gameplay wise, but it was just sort of like one of those memorable moments where something happens in a game, and the two of you are like, did that just actually happen? Pretty funny. Obviously, he wasn't too pleased at the time, but he saw the lighter side of the story afterwards.
Alexander's asking me how am I been doing in Blood Bowl games recently? Largely very badly. I tend to use augurs at the moment just because they're more entertaining to play than using my undead team. And quite a lot of my games went really, really badly.
What team were you playing?
August.
Ogres.
Mm. Although I have also had quite really good games. But I played in a league and I did well. I placed in like the top 4, I think, out of like 15 people. I did all
15
right.
people in a league is pretty good going, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I normally tend to just play undead, but undead are like quite precision and like not. You can't really do crazy things with them. You've got a series of strategies you can do with them that work pretty well because undead have got a nice combo of stuff, including the ridiculously fast strength 3 ghoul, which you can have 4 of that people absolutely hate because they're fast as hell and they can beat up a lot of other fast stuff really, really easily.
Right, yeah, give him like sidestep and jump up and laughing.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing about Augur teams is that all of the nobblers have sidestep as standard.
It's an annoying trait.
It's the best fun in Necromunda. And
Oh.
it's kind of sad the league ended just before the Augurs got updated with their extra rules. So um it would be it's kind of I had a good laugh with it. But it would have been even more funny if I'd had the rules in time because well, I was giving away a lot of inducements because Augur teams are expensive because you need all of the nobblers, so you need all 16 players. So your prices go up. So they've put a skill with the nobblers now, which means that their 20k higher fee doesn't count when you're working out the team value, which means they've drop a significant chunk of money. So you're less likely to give away inducements. But it's and they introduced some other silly stuff like you can give up to 3 randomly determined nobblers can drink like this crazy potion
Hmm.
which gives them frenzy and dauntless. And what's the other skill? And really stupid. So really stupid means you've got to roll a 2+ to activate them if they're next to a friendly model, or a 4 up if they're not adjacent to a friendly model. Frenzy means when they throw a block, they have to attack twice. So they like if they don't knock them on their ass, if they just push them back or whatnot, and nobody goes down, you've got to throw another block again. And then Dauntless means that you roll a d6 and you add it to your strength, and if it's equal to or higher than the strength of the thing you're attacking, you count as the same strength. So you can you can have like a couple of nobblers who can potentially not have to roll 3 dice with the opponent picking which result applies in blocks.
Defender down, you say. Hacker down. You saying what in the chat, Chunk? Evo was saying, I think GW releases a different game system. But guys, he was so holy. I cap mushrooms for the win. Evo, they stopped specialist games years ago and it caused uproar. Brackets rightly so. Then they bring them back and go crazy. One extreme to yeah, it's like they're throwing a load of shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, really. You know what I mean? Which is good and bad at the same. Good in that getting a lot of product release. Bad in that if you win one of them, not guaranteed that they're gonna. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the cynical part of me is that they're kind of looking for whatever bonuses they can get out of it. So they're looking for the like they're hoping to make some money out of it. But I think a big old chunk of this is that they're quite keen on like using this as brand renewal because there's not awful lot of awful lot of like sort of small time computer gaming companies that want to do games based on the old specialist games that they grew up with. There's kind of quite a trend for that at the moment. So I could see quite easily
Probably
certain.
part of the reason why they're going back into the old world as well, because it's so popular on the Total War series.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying?
Well, it's just like I can see them sort of, I can just sort of see them just going for that, like long term, sort of like the principal idea that they're going for is to make sure that computer gaming companies can't turn around and go, well, you're not doing anything with this game, so why shouldn't this game just be ours? Why are we paying you these royalties when you don't use this intellectual property? And then on top of that, you've got the bonus of, well, if it, you know, if people play it for a while and are interested in it, it's a small extra additional bonus. But
Yeah, to gauge interest, I suppose. I'm surprised, like, seeing how popular like Battlefield Gothic has been. Haven't renewed it. I would both be excited and horrified at the prospect because I don't think they do the old campaign rules justice, to be honest.
well,
But that's just my opinion.
are we going to go into this?
Gonna go down this route? No, we
Uh,
won't. We'll avoid it. I think we've done enough tinfoil hattery today.
Well,
Uh,
basically, I can sum it up. I can sum it up quite succinctly. I don't trust any of their writers to do a good job ever. That's basically it.
the problem with that we have is the people who wrote these really good games that
They're gone. They're all
fall in
gone.
love with. They've moved on. Like,
They've just they may possibly still have Jervis, but like Jervis kind of had a one hit. He did, he did
great Blood Bowl.
he did Blood Bowl, yeah. Blood Bowl was his baby, and then since then he's done bits and pieces, and
You not do Space Hulk?
I'm not sure. I thought Space Hulk was Andy Chambers, but I'm not 100%. and it's probably more likely to be Rick Priestley because it is Rogue Trader era. So it could be anybody. It could be Jervis, but
Nervous. If anybody knows, throw it
Jervis
in
is
the
really
chat.
good. But now, like Jervis spends most of his time being bloody propaganda man these days. Just kind of stuff like the Standard Bearer, where he's just like,
Okay, he's been doing that for years.
yeah. Well, I mean, thanks to him that we got that stupid blooming rules as written nonsense.
Oh, here we go. We're not going down this hole.
Well, he tried to put it
Bumping the
down.
brakes on this one.
He tried to put it down almost immediately, but like people have just picked up and run with it. Kind of the only conclusion one can take really is the gamers are pricks.
Hans was saying Warcry has finally added Skaven. Yes, yes. I'm sure Hans is only too bleeding excited since he's been doing nothing but painting those 40 gits for some time now. Days, Hans.
Night, Alex. I didn't have to go. Carry on listening to Dim's rants.
Derek is saying Titanicus have not impressed me either, though. Not enough skins for my liking. I'm like, yeah. I was surprised. I'm thinking, giant stompy robots. Surely orcs would have like shoe in on that one. Like, come on. Oranges and caps! Exclamation. Wasn't there was a guy in the orange, he came along and he just whack. And then nobody would drink it. Because they'd be like, you've been tangoed.
Oh, that is something that did get announced. With at the Las Vegas Open as well.
Which,
New AdMech stuff.
oh yeah, the weird flying stuff.
So they're getting some like basically a unit of like if you read your DC Batman comics, getting a unit of Fireflies, like they're proper Fireflies. Like heavy duty stuff. Just like really it's kind of weird. Like a lot of the new sort of AdMech is like very like it's almost like something you would pull out of Da Vinci sketchbook.
Yeah.
Kind of weird sort of they've got that weird wing style. And they've got a flyer that's like that as well. And
Its legs look like they're off a dread or something, like an orc dread. Your legs
but
are.
the thing that's making me crack up is the fact that he is yet another faction that's got cavalry before Imperial Cartas.
I forgot about that, yeah. The mechanical horses. I was thinking to myself as soon as I saw them that people are going to be making Rough Riders out of them, alright.
No, they won't because they don't have rules.
They don't have rules anymore, no?
They're not even in the bloody codex. They haven't been in the codex for ages. I think the last codex they were in was the fourth ed one. I think people can correct me.
That's impressive. I thought Rough Riders were still a thing. It's just that nobody brought them anymore.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do have rules somewhere. I know I know technically on Forge World you've got like a unit of sort of Rough Riders because I think the Deathcore Krieg have
Yeah, the Krieg guys have like ones with
they-
gas masks and stuff.
yeah they've got like basically what look a lot like dragoons really because they've got like lancers I think from what I remember. Um, but I mean, I'm guessing you probably can't get them anymore. Although I think they do a limited run of Deathcore not too long ago, or they said they were going to or something.
I know there was a limited one of like the Steel Legion, all those type of guard units. I was tempted to buy them at the time. I was thinking, they're making Imperial Guard army, and then I was like, no, 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 better now. Find Imperial Guard. What stuff you have? How to sell it at?
I mean, Guard are nice. Like,
I've always liked Guard. I think Guard and Tyranids are the only two other armies I'm tempted with. I used to collect Space Wolves back in the day, but I think they changed Space Wolves from being like fucking Vikings in space to like cheesy ice werewolves. I mean,
yeah, I tried to give Nids a run in seventh, in eighth current edition. Like, but yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. Like I mean, I've got a long coterie list of problems with 8-fed, so it's
I just
wrapped up and all that, but
see. I'd like to do needs, but I just think swarms don't work in the game anymore. I think they've been going downhill since sixth. Got like Overwatch coming in, and then it's like the amount of firepower that some of the units can pump out now. It's just fucking. You'll just get taken off the table. Like,
honestly, like 8th edition, like to me, and oh my god, this is so elitist. It's not even a game. It is a game. It's a game in the same way that Magic the Gathering's a game. Like
gotta catch them all.
it's like pay to win, build a
Dare
deck,
you?
deck builder. Like you're trying to build a combination and outplay your opponent, and Magic's probably got more strategy involved in it, selling like little bits of overpriced card than the entirety of 8th does.
I do think. And I mean, each to their own, mate.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say that 8th is bad and everybody who likes it should feel bad. That's not what I'm really getting
Here to
at.
here first. Someone
I
quick.
found it.
Edit
I
it. Edit it.
I found it. I find it incredibly boring to play. I like like it's this thing. There's just a load of them at the moment. There's like 7 or 8 of these flipping war games that are just like, here's a maximum copyright thing. It's got a quirk. It's got a weird name. You buy it. You build it as it's intended in a very convoluted manner that's quite annoying. Malifaux. And
That's still going.
you presumably, and you've got like a random interface, which is either cards or dice, and you've got a series of units. You theme them around a particular series of synergies. You utilize those synergies, and you try and outplay the opponent.
You
There are
couldn't have
about
made
eight.
that sound any more
There,
boring if you tried.
well, to me, that is absolute pure tedium because they're all the same. You've got like 4 or 5 of them that, like, well, there's more than that. There's, goodness knows how many there is, but like they're all like that. They're all synergy tournament.
Okay, so for a change of pace, what games have you played recently that you enjoyed playing, and why?
I've been playing a lot of board games. Just
Playing
so
board games.
yeah, I got one to. I got one of my Kickstarters arrived. Might be worth talking about at some point, just because it's a kind of a cool game called 8-bit Attack, which is like all the art style, as you might guess, is 8-bit style, and you've got like themed stuff. Um,
Dual tropes.
yeah. Um, and you kind of like you've got like a big boss, which in the base game is Cthulhu, and you've got like 5. You've got to fight him at level at like he's got to be your 5th fight, but you can fight him earlier if you're feeling confident. And you've got a series of heroes, and you've got like combinations and ironically synergies, and you
The very thing you were bitching about.
yeah, but it's a co-op game. Like you like the enemies play themselves, and you try to like destroy the minions and the champions and stuff, and you pick a challenge level, and the more challenging it is, the more rewards you get, and those rewards upgrade your characters. So it's kind of this thing of, should we fight this really harder fight and get more rewards, or should we fight an easier one just to get a couple rewards and figure out how a strategy is going to work, and then move on from there.
So you
And
choose your own sort of difficult.
yeah, and like apparently, if you're good enough, you could probably like beat Cthulhu in like the first or second turn if you yeah if you know what you're doing. But it's pretty unlikely. The Cthulhu is pretty hard.
Hard
Um,
as nails.
I
Damn
mean, let's put
skulls
it this way,
here. Crack bud.
by default, every hit deals 1 wound, and if you've got 5 players, um, like you can deal a fair amount, but the Cthulhu at the end of the game has 125 wounds if there's 5 of you.
Burial
and
slug.
and he turns up with a mini boss per player as well. So we nearly killed it. It had 10 wounds left, but we
Nearly. That sounds
absolutely
like we died.
smashed. Well, we just piled on status effects so that he took loads of wounds all the time. But it's an interesting game anyway. It's quite fun. In terms of tabletop gaming, though, Gaslands and X-wing. X-wing's not balanced. It's got a lot of the problems, a lot of the issues that I have with the other games. But what it does have is it is largely gamecraft. So it's like I use this term all the time. I think I'm the only person who uses it, but it's like when you've got a game where you've got to get good at using templates, you've got to get good at like guest ranges and like in-game strategy that's unique to that game and stuff like that. There's a lot of that in X-wing. I'm looking furtively at A Billion Suns, which is the guy behind Gaslands' next game.
Oh, I've pre-ordered that. I have. Yeah.
And have a.
Nice combat.
I'm looking forward to that as well. I really like X-wing. And I've been playing Star Wars Legion as well, which is quite fun.
What's that one like?
Very simple. Again, it's another one of these things with. Well, it's less on the synergy side. There's a bit, but it's more of a command mechanic. It reminds me more of like bolt action than 40k. Because you've got like a potential random activation mechanic, but you've got a little bit more control over it. But it's on a bidding system, so if you pick more units, so that you know which units you're going to activate in a particular order, if you know for a fact which of them you're activating in a particular order, then like you're good to go. Sorry, what you're good to go. If you
I tell you're
pick,
distracted.
yeah, if you well, no, I was trying to remember how it goes, and then I distracted myself. But yeah. So you could pick to kind of have like all four, like if you've got 4 units, all 4 of your units to activate all of them, like guaranteed without randomly drawing to see which one it is, if you want to count on them. But you're probably gonna go last because the person who bids lowest goes first. So they
Oh
have,
yeah, so it's got one of those mechanics
yeah,
to compensate. I get you. Yeah.
yeah. But it's I quite enjoy it. It's kind of cool game, and the minis are not too bad. They're all right. And there's
Are they blind buys or do you buy them straight out? Do you
uh
buy them booster packs or?
no, you buy what you want, and the Wookiee unit is brutal. They're a lot of fun to use. I was almost going to be painting them tonight actually, because that was one of the things I was going to do, but I've been sitting on these Mad Cause blisters for a couple of
Too
months.
long, says you. So I'll use this as an excuse. Why not? That's it. Hangouts to really start getting the ball rolling on. Ah, it's good. I think every 2 weeks isn't too in your face. You know what I mean? I mean, like ideally, I'd love to be able to do it every week, but I at work, I don't do that. What do we have? Navani saying them ugly horses, talking about the Mechanicus one. Better grab them horses and loot them into bikes or boar boys. Remember when we had boar boys? Hans is saying, talking of cavalry, what about boar boys returning? See, mind reader. Navani, I miss templates and scattered dice. It's like, oh mate. Now we'll have to pour one out for them later on. Yeah, it's templates.
I would class that as gamecraft, by the way. That's one of the things that
Yeah.
I really miss from 40k, which is part of the reason why I find the current edition boring. Because I don't really like dice because I've got an awful relationship with them. I could probably give Will Wheaton a run for his money at rolling badly.
I don't know. I mean, me who I play BattleTech with, he either runs shit hot dice or absolutely dire. Probably give you a run for your money as well.
Yeah.
Last game I played him, it was like, how did you miss? Like, I need a 5+ on 2d6. Like, alright. 3. Really? Alex is saying, Dim, do you have your own YouTube channel? If you don't, you should call it Dim's Rants.
I do, and I'm not going to rant on it.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
no. Actually, no. Let's put a clarifier in there, because yeah, um,
Have
I'm
yet.
going to I'm going to attempt to not rant on it. Is probably the more accurate statement. Um, it's called The Hobby Git, and I don't have any videos up yet. I was trying desperately to be free yesterday so that I could do my first video. But it's going to be dedicated to conversions, principally, converting and cool models and my hobby projects in general terms. But I'm planning to do a sort of conversion clinic thing where I go, hey, if you email me pictures of a conversion you've done, or you email me a sort of question of I would like to make this thing. How would I do it? What kits could I use? What bits could I use and stuff? And I'll kind of try and help you with that because I'm quite
You
good at
you
that.
kind of do that already in your local club and area, though, don't
Well,
you?
that's the reason I started the YouTube channel, because I don't get into the Games Workshop very much, so I'm not really on hand for that in the local Games Workshop, because I don't really bother with Games Workshop anymore since 8th edition sort of hit. That was kind of like me kind of going, and then we had a really really bad local staffer for a little while who I deeply disliked.
He
Uh,
wasn't your favourite staffer.
oh, he was awful. Proper job's worth. You could tell he'd been trained by head office because he thought he knew what he was doing, and he was just that's disastrously long. He didn't last very long.
I find that strange with Games Workshop, though. Like your experience in your local Games Workshop store, I think, relies really heavily on the personalities that run the store. Like some people can go to the local Games Workshop and they absolutely love it, and then some people can go to the local Games Workshop, buy the stuff, and not want to spend any more time in it because they just don't. You know what I mean? They don't
Yeah,
get the vibe off of people. I find it really really strange. I suppose that's what you get with like one man stores. They have to be carried by one personality.
yeah.
Um,
I think it's kind of a problem because Games Workshop kind of sort of runs the little stores have sort of runs like little fiefdoms, and like because GW's used to having people coming in and kind of being taking issue with certain things and complaining about common things. Um, it's quite common to get equally militant staff who are militant the other way, and that can affect the sort of morale of the local gaming area. And I find that the most productive and happier um, sort of store communities are the ones that don't worry about that kind of crap and just concentrate on like doing good stuff with the hobby, which is part of the reason why I really want to kind of have a very hobby focus to my channel, just because that seems to be a kind of thing.
your Zen.
Well, I noticed that you can really do that on a YouTube video. I mean, it's no clearer than with Goobertown Hobbies how zen you can get with a
Oh
hobby.
yeah, man, Brent. Fucking
He's Bob Ross.
yeah, he's really cool, man. I like him. I like his style of videos,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I like his approach where it's all like about experimenting and trying new things. And I'm like, yeah, that's the spirit, man.
Calm and reassured. We need more calm and reassured, especially these days. Like enough crap going on. People have people are anxious and affecting their mental health, and
Yeah, I
that's
think like your hobby should be like a happy place for it. You know what I mean? And I think painting is therapeutic for people because it sort of it allows you to shut your mind off, or at least the effect I have, whereas like you sort of concentrate on it. Because I got my brother to paint some miniatures and he was like, holy fuck, he was surprised. He was like, Jesus, where did those hours go? That was actually fun. I was like, yeah, you don't like I'm trying to explain to people that you don't have to play the game or be setting to enjoy the hobby aspect. Brother has a few miniatures offer him painting. We haven't done that in a while. I have to get back onto him and get him painting. That's why Mrs. Skarnir as well. She has some of them because they enjoy the craft hobby aspect of it. Like neither of them, I'd say, would ever want to actually play the game or care about the rules or that whole chunk of the, you know, those other sections of the Venn diagram. You know what I mean? So there's more
We're
than one way to enjoy your hobby. Like,
we're a
just
practical animal. We need to have things to do,
yeah,
and
exactly.
working towards universal, like common social goals, is a good way of bringing up self-esteem.
Jeremy Page.
Sorry, I did anthropology at uni for a bit, so used to overthinking these things. Oh, where do the rants come from, Dim? No idea.
I think you were just born ranting. That's it, straight out the
Oh
bat.
yeah, there's a bit of that too. But
Alex is saying, Scanner, it's green-tastic to see you painting green skin tonight. Yeah, Alex, I decided to paint some green. I figured there'd be a mutiny on the bounty if I did paint some orcs at some stage. Hans Gruber saying I did some bay buying and ended up buying a box of untouched boar boys and nice. See, you're handy with an L brush there, Hans. I like crack on with it. Saying call it Tim Hat. Call the channel Tim Full Hat. Yeah. Poke is saying trying to be free. We played Minecraft all day, lol. Yeah, that's all your fault, Poke. Have us on your server digging fucking holes manually. And way too pushy, doesn't you? Way too pushy. It depends on the store, Steve. I've gone into Games Workshop stores and wrote. Gone into other Games Workshop stores and they're just like, yeah, what's the story? You know, has you in. Very relaxed. I think it really does depend on.
yeah,
Some stores can be brilliant. Stores walk into the place, get the vibe of like Jesus, I don't feel welcome here. And
yeah. Nothing worse than the really cliquey ones.
yeah. There's nothing worse than walking into a Games Workshop and you get that vibe of like who are you? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
depends. Look at the draw. I say. So I was saying, look forward to your videos, DM. I imagine we could all learn a lot from it's true.
Uh, ish, but yeah.
DM does like him some.
Yeah, I've been not doing as much conversions as I used to do. And part of the reason why I decided to do the channel was just so I had an excuse to do stuff. So,
Incentive.
so one day I could just go into my bits boxes plural,
Oral.
uh, in my bits house, and I'm not even exaggerating with bits house.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir here, mate. I've seen it. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
Practically lives in a joint bits box. It's great.
Yeah, it's quite crazy, and just I could just break some open and just go right. I'm going to do something silly. I mean, at the moment, I've got him handy actually. I might have showed him in a previous stream. I still need to get around to finishing his green stuff. I've been sitting on this guy for ages, but He-Man.
Oh yeah, you were showing him.
I made a Skeletor like ages ago, like really, really while ago now. But I gave it away when when the staffer that I really like left as kind of a gift. We all did. We made like a gifty thing. But yeah,
Oh, you gave the He-Man to the staffer.
no, the Skeletor. The He Man. This
You
is
gonna
not.
show us on camera? Or what are you doing?
Yeah, there we go. So it's Hang on a minute. I'll just get him back.
Don't fucking. There you go. Don't move it.
Yeah. So it's green stuff, and it's a Dark Oath Chieftain. Um, and the axe is from Caradron Overlords. It's from two Caradron Overlord axes, actually. You can see from the green stuff that the join isn't perfect. I'll experiment with this camera and see what detail I can get out of it. But the head is from a Space Wolf kit. I think it's the Grey Hunter kit. I think, but I've got a friend who's like He's a massive Space Wolf fan and Space Wolf player, and he's got like loads of these things. And he doesn't like to use the head at all, so he's told me I can have as many of them as I want. So if I want to make this guy again, I can. So cut the sword, swapped it round. It's normally facing downwards. It was a relatively straightforward conversion to do. A little bit of use with the pin vise, and I just changed the axe head, and then just green stuff. Still need to do the bit in the chest. I did initially want to do something else with a hand, but the last time I made this, I made another one which has got paint on it, but it's not as good. And I kept an awful lot of the detail that just didn't fit. Whereas this guy, I'm trying to make look much more authentic. Not really a lot I can do about that shoulder pad though on the other side, but it sort of fits, so I've kept it.
I think it looks the part.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, I like to do just daft crossover stuff. Just oh, people asking about when the Gazzy's coming out. We've got no idea, do
No
we?
idea. No idea.
It's
Jesus whip.
being announced at the LVO, so it might not necessarily be soon.
Hold on, wasn't the Orc Codex talked about at the LVO and then we got it in November? Wasn't
Goodness,
it? Remember that?
no. You better asking someone in the chat if they remember.
Devo might know.
Yeah.
I don't know. When will they be released? Sometime this year.
I mean, well, the rumors suggest that it's the next big box set, and I don't think we're going to be waiting too long for that. But it's probably going to be sometime around Easter, I would imagine.
Aprilish.
Guessing there though. That's a heavy dose of guesswork there.
So will there was
Lace
rumors
that
ages
on.
ago about like fucking Black Templars and Orcs together. Do we reckon this is what this finally is?
It could be. I mean, I'm perfectly willing to accept the distinct likelihood of a load of bloody more Space Marines because that just seems to be a logical conclusion when you're around Games Workshop. There's almost an inevitable um, deluge of Space Marines.
Do you know what would be a cracking army box set if we had Orcs against Tyranids? That would be.
They'll never do that.
I know they'll never do it because they'd need
No,
like.
I just want to say I completely agree with you. That would be freaking awesome. Because Squigs could maybe put up a good fight against Nids because they could eat them back.
Squigs eating rippers and fucking boys and Ormagons tearing lumps out of each other.
Yeah,
That'd make a great diorama.
but they're always if a box set's coming out, it's going to have Space Marines in it, so they can guarantee sufficient sales to justify doing it. Because they always make the box sets heavy on the discounts, and because they're doing them heavy on the discounts, you're going to get stuff like that.
Hans Gruber, Orcs versus Orcs, even better.
Well, I still think that is probably my favorite at least one of my favorite White Dwarf battle reports. I mean, of all time. Like, granted, I haven't bothered with White Dwarf in a long time, but I really loved the was it it was called something like Battle in the Camp, wasn't it, or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. It was three different orc players fighting.
Yeah, it was Adrian Wood, the Grand Warlord, of course.
You do know you're harking back to the 90s, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was the last time that White Dwarf was good, so that's
Oh, oh, I felt that burn from here. Jesus.
and it was also Andy Chambers and then some other guy. And Adrian Wood won the game, and he always lost in battle reports. He always lost, so it was a really good. He at least proved he was the best orc player.
I think it was like Battle at the Camp. I think, yeah, I think
Battle
that's.
at the Camp. That I think that was it. Yeah, but yeah,
Around the 98 era.
something to that nature. Yes.
Literally when I first got into the bleeding hobby. Where Dim goes.
Jesus, I'm old. Just oh, done.
How long have you been in the hobby? Too long, too long.
It's about 28 years.
You have a few on me. I have about 22, I think.
It's 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 between 25 and 29. Well, no, it won't be 29. It'll be maybe it might be 20. No, I was at least 7, but I'm between 7 and 10. So yeah, so like somewhat like mid 20s to late 20s in terms of years.
Fair few.
Yeah.
Eric was saying it's coming with Psychic Awakening. Orc Psychic Awakening is Saga of March. Adeptus Mechanicus Psychic Awakening. I wouldn't know, Garrick. I haven't been paying attention to this Awakening at all.
I haven't paid attention to anything 40k in quite a while.
I don't think I know, to be honest with you. I've been a bit distracted with Battletech. New guilty pleasure, if I'm being honest. But, you know, nobody's saying you can't have more than one game in hobby. People were saying Orcs versus Guard. I always thought they should do that. That would be a good. And just saying the Guard needs some.
Well, looking at a recent sneak peek, I think God are getting something. Because there's one of the sneak peeks from not too long ago. Looks like
Binoculars, isn't it?
it's like some hands with some binoculars, which
They
suggests
don't look.
sniper kit.
Yeah, they're
They're
muscly,
not
but they're
orcs.
not orky. So yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it.
suggests we're getting some Katachan releases.
Yeah. People were saying they did Eldar versus Dark Eldar recently. Dark was Orc is gonna. Ooh, who could take on Nazgul? Probably Steve was pointing at the chomp. He's like, I can hear the Furies typing now. Nazdrake, 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 bring back Nazdrake. Oh, that's the only one who'd fight. And as long as they pay a bit more attention to the
Nagarot, the Arch-Arsonist, most likely. He's apparently a bit of a monster, so he could.
saying as long as they pay a bit more attention to layouts, that orcs can be tough and sold separate. Maybe it just depends, man. Separate sprues, yeah. Upsies with people saying, you know what I miss from the 90s? The term beardy. Why does not be used anymore? In our small group, we throw the beardy in. Well, as in, that's a bit beardy. I think it's because most of the hobby is just like beardy in general.
It's because oh god, I'm sounding like a
Oh,
miserable.
here we go. I've set him off.
It's because like being overpowered has sort of reached a cultural of normalcy.
Yeah, it's become normalized, I think.
Where like it's not the dirty concept it was when we were younger. It's like that's like what, you're not trying to like use your nastiest combos to win? Why aren't you using your nastiest combos to win? That's your best chance to win.
Yeah, like I'm sure I'm like if you played a really weak unit or your codex, they'll be like, "Why are you playing that unit? Playing that unit?" You know what I mean? You get that sort of
Always what
reaction.
It's always what put me off fantasy, because there was a load of people that did that. There was like a ton of people who were just like, um, they wouldn't have it.
I wouldn't put that in one. Ah, yeah, we've all come across those blokes, and then we come across people, and it's like they're using mad units, and you're like, "Yes, fair play to you, mate," because you barely see them. Like, you know what I
I,
mean?
I joined a Skaven forum for 1 week, and the reason that I was there for 1 week before I deleted my account was I joined and then I waited a little while and then I was trying to get something built to show pictures of, and instead I decided to go with just posting an army list. And I went onto a Skaven forum and posted an army list, and the response was that list is not very good. It's too random. In a Skaven forum. Like, what? What? I left immediately. I didn't bother again. Like, just like, why would you place like? I don't understand this thing. Like, I've probably told this story before, but um, there's a guy,
Story time, yeah.
there's a guy in a forum like told me the best army concept I've ever encountered. I love I love theming. Theming's my thing. At the moment, I'm working on like a sort of crazy Celtic kind of. Um, I'm working on like a crazy Celtic uh, sort of Slaves to Darkness kind of corn army on chariots, and I've got like I converted the Dark Oath War Queen model to have like a spear, and I'm calling her Bloodiker and stuff like that, uh, and like the paint job on it's terrible. I'm gonna have to fix it, but like I'm doing like that kind of thing of trying to make like a very tribal Chaos Army. So the like all the Warcry war bands going into Slaves to Darkness has really helped me out. I've got so many potential projects there, but this one that I've heard is still yet to be topped, and it was from Fantasy, Warhammer Fantasy, which is a game I've never had too much love for. Certainly not that fussed about it returning, but the oh, see you, Steve.
Easy,
Uh,
bud.
yeah, so it was a storm of chaos army, and the army was like made up of largely Empire militia, like kind of dudes in like militia squads that just sort of like hodgepodge of random citizens. Oh God, everyone's leaving. I hope I'm not boring everyone.
You're boring them to tears.
Yeah,
Falling asleep.
but yeah, but they had like their banners were like the tavern signs from their town,
Oh
and
yeah.
each militia unit was like just a group of survivors from that town that had been destroyed by Archeon, and they were all sort of gathering together, and they had like a wizard that had lived in one of the towns for years who was joining in, and like they'd got like a cannon that used to be a statue in the middle of the town, and like they had some like sort of slightly hodgepodge kind of sort of halberdier units planned where they would look like town guard. And he never made the army because he like posted about it online, and everybody told him it was an absolutely rubbish army and it wouldn't win any games. And that's all they would say. And like that is Games Workshop's gaming culture in a nutshell.
Say it's all
It's
of it,
like
but it seems to be the
no, but that's the worst of it, is what I mean. Like that is
yeah.
the worst of it. It's that is the problem that culture's had and continues to have. And we've got a very communicative Games Workshop right now who are doing absolutely nothing to change it. Like they're doing everything to encourage them right now. I mean, like the way they've handled the ways to play and the fact that all of the effort has um gone into like match play kind of demonstrates that they really are pushing the tournament scene much more than anything else. And it kind of just creates this sort of culture of normalcy around the idea of you got to build to win rather than, you know, theming. And for me, theming is like the thing that I get the biggest kick out of the hobby of. And I'm worried that that kind of aspect of gaming is just going to get trodden underfoot by this sort of normalcy around building like every game is like a potential tournament practice game. It's just like, maybe people should just have some fun.
I think it's like an arms race now. Once one guy in the local hobby store decides to play that way, and everyone sort of ups the ante. You know,
Yeah.
the Vanny's out. And they're saying, "Hey, yeah, this is the problem with any of them. Same but and boss is saying, yeah, it's time to over this. Have any drop them in the Discord? We're gonna go over it."
Yeah. And I'll move over to the screen as well so I can better see the images.
And just saying that sounds like an awesome army. It does sound like an awesome fucking.
Yeah.
Like the idea of team armies. Yeah, I think we sort of like attracts like in the hobby. You know what I mean? Especially when you see like a really good conversion or something like that. You know, especially when it comes to orcs. I think
It
orc
also,
players really appreciate another orc player's kick-ass conversion. It's yes,
yeah.
mate.
It does
Yes.
not surprise me at all that a large majority of orc players like really like theming and stuff like that because it's exactly what we do. Like we
Do,
want to
do,
tell stories with our minis. That's more or less what we're always doing with them.
you know what my favorite bit of looking at a conversion that somebody's where you look at it and then you go with all the bits and you go, I know where that bit's from. I know where that bit's from.
Yeah,
That bit's off of a truck. That
that's
bit's off a
literally
battle wagon. That bit's this.
literally
And
the
then you
best.
go, ooh, where's that bit from? Where this bit from me? Oh, it's this kit. Ah, yeah. You know, you have those sort of conversations. Big Boss is demanding Discord. All right, we'll jump over. Alex, no, I've typed this before, but I want slaves. Instead of using Gretchen, I was going to use slave. Do it, man. Do it. Do it. Right, if anyone's got any pictures, throw them up now. We're going over to Discord. We're going to start looking at them. We'll push the button and hope for the best. So hopefully it is. Ta-da! Yes, there we go. All right, it seems it worked. Things are working very smoothly. Ian, I'll knock on some wood. So gear goods dropped in, and gear has been sculpting. Little sculpting, working away. Key was I was looking at posts on his Discord. I think it was making it easier, more refined for these guys. Gear Guts should be a link up in Discord at the announcements up to Gear Guts' Patreon. So if you're interested in subscribe to Patreon, which I am, and I highly suggest you do the same, and get your hands on the files, get them 3D painted. Yeah, he's in a big man. Back on all the poor gribblies there are all being sucked into it. Loving the ones you need to root. Sweet work. Orc stuff. Still got a bit glossy, painted up, but I've hit some new matte varnish when my car's fixed. Oh, your car's on the fritz. Is the speedometer still gone, mate? Oh,
All right, just use his sat nav again. It's
he
fine.
uses his sat nav. Well, he did for a while. I don't know if he still. I love that. Yeah, it is looking sweet, man.
Yeah, really dynamic posing. I really like those. The one with the axe in the air, definitely the best one there.
He's done a bit of resculpting on the old jaw.
Yeah. Like, how difficult is it, Games Workshop, to make open mouths that are making an actual like non-bland expression? Because apparently to them it's impossible.
Easy, Garrick. I don't know, man. Well, you know, when you have people like this, work stuff.
Yeah. Showing them
like the sculpting. It's orc stuff. I know obviously. Got Squig Boss saying it looks better in person. That looks pretty good, man.
It doesn't look bad at all.
Pretty
Yeah.
good. Better than some of the shit I have painted.
I mean, the angle is slightly setting off my OCD, but I think it looks pretty.
Oh, what the fact that it's not straight on the base.
Yeah, I know, right? But
uh,
that'll probably look cool. But you've got it's gonna hold it quite comfortably. So I suppose that's
might be being crafty, trying to angle them on the base so that if you did a load on them, that way you could get more. And I don't think that would really work. Keep them straight.
yeah.
But it gives them more of a dynamic look. I like it. I get your OCD with the base, but I like the base work as well, and stuff. Yeah, nice work, man. Work. Throwing a few highlights on the old teeth, and you'd be laughing.
Pokes beat you to it, Scar.
Is that what he said?
No, have a look. Next.
Oh, the Meng tanks. Poke has indeed beat me to it. Fair play, Poke. Mind you, everybody beats me to it. Nice little Grot tank. Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you have that one? I don't even think I have that one. No, I don't have the Steward.
Chibi tracks are perfect for Grot tanks. Oh, we've got a skill pick. Brilliant. Yeah. So it's a bit on the big side, but still it'll work pretty decent.
And I think that's the smallest of the Meng tanks. So like the other ones are a little bit big, but like they'll work. This must be the Grot Commander one. I don't think so because it's got a big shootout and a shootout at the front. I thought that was another shootout. So this is just a shootout and shooter Grot tank. I keep forgetting you can put shooters on these.
You can put shooters on all of them, and if you
adds volumes of fun.
If you if I remember rightly, they don't cost extra points to put the shooters on. So
I don't think so. That's too extra.
Because the point system is stupid, but we don't need to go into that too much.
So if you're saying the starter motor's gone on this car, or the starter relay, or the Dutch interlock, which stops the starter motor, I'll just nod and agree and go, yeah, okay. But yeah, scale picture. So the Steward is the smaller of them, and this is the Forge World tank. Unlike, they're close enough. You know what I mean? The King Tiger is a little bit chunky. I haven't actually put the King Tiger. I have the Tiger. A bit chunky. I really should take a scale picture, but yeah, man, that looks sweet. Even like, this is what I like about it. Like, that's clearly a different kit, but just putting those handful of orky bits makes a world of a difference. And that's before he puts the paint job on. So imagine what it's going to be like with a decent paint.
Yeah.
Excited to see that finished. Hands trying my hand at doing An Rictus banner.
It's pretty.
Yeah. Mega Dread in the background there. Sorry,
If you're worried about freehand, a good little tip. I mean, you probably know it already, Hans, but like a good little trick is just to use like a bit of just use like a pencil. 10 pencils are the best, and just draw it on with a pencil. And if you screw up, you can erase it still, and then you just trace over it with your paintbrush.
These paint jobs though, really do. Got the highlighting. Really like his flesh. Overall, the model you can see like the greys shaded and highlighted.
I love the basin. The basin's great.
Basin's fucking well, yeah. Really nice work. Brass work. Got the
Storm Vermin kit is one of the kits that has benefited quite well from this move to circular bases with AOS. Like,
yeah,
they rank up pretty well, but they look a lot better as miniatures on circular bases. I don't know what it is, but this
suited them.
Yeah, it suited them quite well.
And looks pretty good. Your banner work from here, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not easy to make white look well shaded.
He was saying that his comment at the bottom is being doing the white for most of the stream. It's like, yeah, Jesus Christ, man,
It's nice.
I don't envy it at all. That banner does
tell you've been doing it a while because it looks nice.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a bag of shit.
Getting white to not look like a bag of shit is like one of the hardest.
It's really hard. Really, like, I've yet to take on white. I've heard that contrast white is.
Yeah, I've been told That's a good way to do stormtroopers, apparently, with the contrast.
Crackedic, yeah, we're still going. We're looking at people's discords. What we do is in we get people and we look at what people have been. Wrap it up. So wrapping up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that's what he did. So Hans was fair play, Hans. Yeah, good progress, guys. Good progress. Nice.
Wasn't over to the other one.
I got some boys painted. I got the base color on flesh for these guys. 10 slugger chopper boys. Well, there's one more. I'll do him after the stream, and I'm midway through this guy, so been a bit slow going for me. But that didn't bother me. Like, this is what the thing I love about the streams and the hangouts is like we have a conversation and don't really notice that I'm like, oh, I've gotten some green done and boys. You know what I mean? And you just add them to another 10 boys and another 10 boys, and then you've got 30 boys. Take it in small chunks. I manage it. And I can't deal mobs. Bode well with me.
I've been doing a motorcycle chariot.
Sweet. Get you doing some painting next time we have you them, huh? It's a painting stream. We'll get them to do some painting.
Well, yeah, I could do some painting, I suppose. I've been enjoying it recently, which is unusual for me because I used to hate it.
Feeling all right. Yeah, I know Weirdic's always fucking painting as well, so we should on it some.
Yeah.
Chat. Yeah, if there's anybody else who wants to come on to the hobby hangouts, give me a shout in the Discord and we'll organise throughout the year. I do them every 2 weeks. Get a show going. Just have a laugh.
I tend to be Mr. Fill-in when he's not got anyone, which I'm
fine. It's that, and I was like, oh, damn, we'll do it. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, some orky news.
Yeah, but they'll want some rays of sunshine on at some point, though. They're gonna need some people who actually like things.
This is it. Dave's calling out me bluff. It's like, I like it how SKARNIR comes back onto orcs and Gazgulls and else. Dave, I reckon if I didn't paint orcs on this live stream, there would be like mutiny. There'd be mutiny on my channel. I'd lose control of it altogether. There'd be riots on the streets. Idic was saying, yeah, I was painting tonight for a few hours. You're a soldier, Idic. I know what you're like. You're always bleeding. Dave managed to get in just for the last few minutes. We're about to wrap it up, Dave. So is there any Dimmy bye messages you want to say before we head off? Wrap it up. Looking forward to Gaz. Yay, nay. Maybe. Don't know. Disappeared from his desk. I don't know why. I think he's connected his headset.
What?
I said, is there anything before we head off? You're looking forward to the Gazgul release? I know you're looking forward to Macari.
He just wants to say Necrons 5, Orcs 0. What?
Oh, Idic? Yeah. Been painting noise marines. Yeah. Sweet. Nice. Next time we'll get you to post them up in the Discord, Idic. Always next time. So yeah, I think that's it for this hobby hangout. It was pretty productive. I enjoyed it. Good laugh with you guys, and look forward in the coming weeks or months or whenever they release Gazgul and Macari and see how much the price point is.
If I'm gonna crowbar that if on Macari.
If would you weigh with that now? Come on, cheer up now, for Christ's sakes, cheer up. We'll get a GoFundMe going together just to buy you one to shut you up.
When that amazing grot is in my hands, I will be the happiest person alive. But right now, I just don't trust them.
That's a problem. Right. So on that note, on a positive note, it's been fun, guys. I enjoyed the painting. James enjoyed the hobby. We've enjoyed the chat. I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.
See ya.